Some years ago, there was a woman coming to my church who was not a believer, and I saw her a couple times and I spoke to her a couple times. And then after about the third or fourth time she came, I said, so how did you even find out about Redeemer? And she says, well, there's a story. And here's the story she told me. She worked for one of the major networks, one of the major television networks. And she'd gotten a pretty good job. She'd been promoted. And not too long after she got that job, she made a really, really stupid mistake. And it was really bad, and she thought she was going to have to, she was going to lose her job. But her boss went into his boss and said, you know, I should bear the blame for that because I really didn't train her well. And that was probably true. Nevertheless, he really took a hit. He, though, was so well thought of by the people above him that it didn't jeopardize his job, but he took a hit. That is to say, he lost credibility. He definitely lost, as they say, social professional capital. And then he went back and he said, you haven't lost your job, don't worry about it, let's do better next time, let's figure out how we can keep this from ever happening again. And then she looked at him and she said, I can't believe you did that for me. He said, oh, don't think about it. She says, why did you do that for me? He says, don't worry about it, you're a good kid, I think you got a lot of potential, I didn't want to lose you. And then she says, no, I need to talk to you more about this. And she says, I have been in this business, and here's what I know. My superiors are constantly taking credit for what I do. They never take the blame for what I do. Never. In this business, you take credit from what the people underneath you do. You try to push those people away, and you take credit, so you go up the ladder, and you kind of trample on them on the way down. That's just the way it's done. It's not illegal, but it's cruel, it's ruthless. So I've had superiors always take credit for what I've done. I've never seen one take the blame for what I've done. Why in the world did you do that? And he said, well, you know, I really do think you've got great potential. I really don't want to lose you. And she says, I don't think that's right. That doesn't account for it. Why did you do it? And finally he says, okay, you're pushing me. I'm going to tell you once. I'm a Christian. And I base my life on what Jesus Christ has done for me, and he took the blame for me. That's why I'm saved. You know, I did something wrong, and instead of Jesus, just writing me off, he went to the cross, and he bore the blame. And because of that, I try to apply that to my life, which means I try to bear more pain than I inflict in all of my work world, in all of my work dealings. And then she looked at him and she says, where do you go to church?